They mocked the petite woman for using baby weights during her first week until she challenged the gym's strongest men and proved why she was once ranked #1 in the world. Welcome to Hidden Valor. This story begins at Iron Paradise Gym in downtown Chicago, a hardcore powerlifting facility where ego was as heavy as the weights. At 5'4" and 135 pounds, Maya Chen looked completely out of place among the massive bodybuilders who dominated the facility. Maya had joined 3 weeks ago, explaining she wanted to stay in shape. What she didn't mention was her break from competitive lifting after a career that had taken her to heights most athletes only dream of. The gym's regulars noticed her immediately. "Look at Princess over there," Brad "Tank" Morrison would say loud enough for half the gym to hear. At 6'2" and 280 pounds, Tank bench pressed 450 and deadlifted over 600. Using pink dumbbells like she's at Planet Fitness, his crew would laugh. Derek the Machine Williams and Marcus Steele Rodriguez never missed a chance to mock the quiet woman using baby weights: 135 pounds for warm-up deadlifts, 185 for working sets. What they didn't know was that Maya Chen had once stood atop the podium at World Weightlifting Championships with a gold medal, breaking 2 world records. At her peak, she was ranked #1 in the world in her weight class. 2 years ago, a severe back injury during Olympic training had required surgery and 18 months of rehabilitation. After missing the Olympics and losing sponsorships, Maya had moved to Chicago for a fresh start, keeping her competitive background private. Tuesday evening, the gym was packed with its core powerlifters. Tank was attempting a new personal record, loading 650 pounds while his crew gathered around. Maya was working on technique with 185 pounds, focusing on the precise coordination Olympic weightlifting demanded. "Hey, Princess," Tank called out. "You've been here 3 weeks and I haven't seen you lift anything heavier than my warm-up. What's your max deadlift, like 200 pounds? The question caught Maya off guard. Tank's voice carried across the gym, conversation stopping as people turned to watch. "I don't really train for max lifts," Maya replied. "Just working on staying healthy." Derek laughed. "Come on, everyone's got a max." "I'm not sure," Maya said. "I don't really keep track." Marcus stepped forward. "Not sure? Lady, everyone who lifts seriously knows their numbers." Tank approached Maya's platform. "I'll tell you what, I'll bet you can't deadlift 300 pounds. Hell, I'll bet you can't even deadlift bodyweight plus 50. Every eye in the gym focused on Maya. "That's not necessary. I'm just here to train." "See," Derek said. "She knows she can't do it." "Come on, Princess," Marcus added. "Just admit you're in the wrong gym." The laughter was the final straw. Maya looked around at the faces watching her. She thought about walking away, avoiding confrontation, but then she remembered who she used to be. The gold medal, the world records, the absolute certainty that she was the strongest in her weight class on the planet. "Okay," she said simply. "Let's do it." Tank loaded 225 pounds. "Let's start reasonable. This is what most guys here use for warm-ups." Maya approached the bar, checking weight distribution and grip spacing. Her movements were different now, more deliberate, more focused. The casual trainee was gone, replaced by someone whose body language spoke of serious experience. She lifted 225 pounds like it was empty, smooth, controlled, perfect form. "Not bad," Tank said, surprised. "How about 275? Maya's second lift was equally controlled. She was warming up now, her body remembering movement patterns ingrained through thousands of hours of practice. 315, Tank announced, confidence wavering. This was serious weight. Maya lifted 315 with the same casual efficiency. Something had changed in her demeanor. The quiet woman avoiding attention was gone. In her place stood someone who moved with elite athlete precision. "Interesting," said Jim Patterson, Iron Paradise's owner and former competitive powerlifter. He'd come down from his office. "Maya, I've been watching your training. You've got technique I've only seen from very serious lifters. What's your background?" Maya met Jim's eyes. "I used to compete." "What level?" "International level?" The gym's silence deepened. Tank exchanged glances with his crew. "How international?" Jim pressed. "World championships, Olympics." The reaction was immediate. Conversations erupted as people processed what they'd heard. "Bullshit," Tank said, but his voice lacked confidence. You're saying you're an Olympic lifter? Was, Maya corrected. I took a break after an injury. Jim stepped closer. Maya, what's your full name? Maya Chen. Jim's eyes widened. Maya Chen. The Maya Chen? World record holder? Maya nodded. Jim turned to the gym. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching one of the greatest weightlifters in American history. Maya holds 2 world records and was ranked #1 globally. Maya, Jim said respectfully, would you show them what you can really do? Maya looked at the crowd who had mocked her for 3 weeks. What's the gym record for women's deadlift? Derek checked the board. 385 pounds. Load 405. The crowd murmured. 405 would break the record and put Maya in conversation with elite powerlifters. Maya's preparation was different now. This was competition weight. She went through her full warm-up routine, dynamic stretching, mental preparation. She lifted 405 pounds with authority, not just successfully, but with technical perfection that separated world-class athletes from everyone else. The gym erupted in applause. Load 450, Maya said. This was beyond anyone else's capacity in the gym. Elite powerlifter territory. Maya lifted 450 pounds like she was settling an old score. Perfect, controlled, powerful. When she set it down, the gym fell silent with respect. Tank approached the platform slowly, his earlier arrogance completely gone. Maya, I owe you an enormous apology. We all do. Maya turned to face the crowd that had gathered around her. No apologies necessary, you didn't know. But we should have been more respectful, Derek added. We made assumptions. Maya nodded. The gym can be intimidating for anyone who doesn't fit the expected image. I get it. But maybe next time, give people a chance before you decide they don't belong. Jim stepped forward. Maya, I'd like to make you an offer. Iron Paradise would be honored to have you train here officially. No membership fee. And if you're interested, we'd love to have you coach our Olympic lifting program. Maya looked around the gym that had felt so unwelcoming just an hour earlier. Now she saw faces showing genuine respect and admiration. Tank and his crew looked embarrassed but seemed to have learned something important. I'd like that, she said, but I want to make something clear. I didn't reveal my background to show off or embarrass anyone. I did it because everyone deserves to be judged by their character and effort, not by assumptions about what they can or can't do. Tank extended his hand. Maya, would you be willing to train with us sometimes? I think we could learn a lot from you. Maya shook his hand. I'd be happy to, but next time someone new walks into this gym, remember how you treated me for 3 weeks. Maybe give them a chance to show what they can do before you decide they don't belong. Over the following weeks, Iron Paradise became a different kind of gym. Maya's presence and attitude influenced the entire culture. Instead of mocking newcomers or showing off for ego, the experienced lifters began mentoring and encouraging people who were just starting their fitness journeys. Tank, Derek, and Marcus became some of Maya's most dedicated students, learning not just lifting techniques, but also the discipline and mental approach that had made her a world champion. Maya began coaching the gym's Olympic weightlifting program, sharing techniques and training methods that had taken her to the top of international competition. Her classes filled up immediately, with lifters eager to learn from someone who had competed at the highest levels. More importantly, Iron Paradise developed a reputation as a place where serious lifters could train hard while also being welcoming to newcomers. Maya's story spread throughout Chicago's fitness community, attracting people who had been intimidated by hardcore gyms but wanted to train seriously. Jim installed a new sign next to the gym's motto, "Respect is earned through character, not just strength." 3 months after the challenge, Maya stood on the platform at Iron Paradise, coaching a young woman through her first successful deadlift of body weight. The same platform where she had been mocked for using baby weights was now a place where people discovered their own strength. Tank approached after the session. Maya, I've been thinking about what you said, about giving people a chance. I wanted to thank you for giving us a chance to be better. Maya smiled. Everyone deserves the opportunity to grow. That includes all of us. 6 months later, Maya made an announcement that surprised everyone except those who had watched her train daily. She was returning to competitive weightlifting with hopes of qualifying for the next Olympics. Her comeback meet was held at Iron Paradise, with the entire gym community there to support her. Tank, Derek, and Marcus served as her spotters and supporters, cheering louder than anyone when she broke her own gym records. Maya didn't just return to competition, she returned stronger than before. The mental toughness she developed during her lowest moments, combined with the technical skills that had never left her, made her a more complete athlete than she'd been at her previous peak. But more than her personal success, Maya had transformed an entire gym culture. Iron Paradise became known throughout the city as a place where elite athletes and beginners trained side by side with mutual respect. Tank often told newcomers Maya's story, reminding them that strength comes in many forms and that the person lifting light weights next to you might be carrying more weight than you could imagine. Sometimes the most important lifts aren't about the weight on the bar, but about lifting up the people around us. Maya Chen didn't just prove her strength that day at Iron Paradise, she proved that real power comes from lifting others up rather than putting them down. Have you ever met someone whose quiet confidence suggested hidden depths of achievement? Someone who proved that strength comes in forms we don't always recognize? Share their story in the comments because at Hidden Valor, we honor those who use their gifts to elevate others. If this story moved you, subscribe and share. Let's keep giving voice to the hidden champions who prove their worth not through intimidation, but through inspiration.